Jai Shri Krishna. Today is Friday, May 15, 2026. So this is going to be a very important and an interesting and an insightful video about the type of donations, Dhana and Dharma, right? Three things as I always say. One is do subscribe to the channel for the notifications. Please, engage yourself with giving your comments and feedback in the comment section. And as I also said earlier in my other videos, I do teach free classes in the Clubhouse app. And the channel is called the Vedic Astrology Club. That's the club name. You got to download the Clubhouse app if you're interested in learning Vedic astrology. Yeah. There is also live sessions and recorded sessions, live sessions every week, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m., 7:20 p.m. Central Time. And I've been doing this for over 5 years, yeah, in Clubhouse. Okay, so today's topic, we are going to touch about Dhana versus Dharma and the type of donations, right, in Dhana. The Vedic astrology book, if you read from BPHS and if you read a lot of the books, including, Chandrakavya, Yavanakavya, Jataka Parijata, Jataka Alankara, all of the books, right? Brihat Parashara, Hora Shastra, everything. Lot of the things, their focus on donations and stuff is there, right? But you also have to understand yajnas are there. But yajnas, I personally believe, will help to support to get your mind straightened up, because the body is broken down into two parts mainly, the soul and the mind. The soul is created as universal by the God as the same, which is a journey of multiple births and rebirths as per Hinduism and Sanatana Dharma. The birth is where you're taking in this to finish the karma, but the mind becomes a very important thing, because you see this video, you kind of understand, interpret, and you say, this is what I did till yesterday. I'm going to do something from today different. Okay? All right. Few things to look at. So the most important thing is, what's the difference between Dhana and Dharma? Okay, and very interestingly, right, the Dasa avatar of Vishnu, the Vamana avatar is associated with Guru Brihaspati. Okay, and he comes as a small dwarf and he becomes big, and he teaches, right, the son of both Mahabali, Vamana avatar, right? Vamana teaches Mahabali, and his son, he's got multiple names, Namichi, Virochana, Bhana, right? Multiple names. He teaches them the difference between Dhana and Dharma. They are doing a 12-year-old Ashwamedha Yajna to become the Devendra in Swargaloka. Okay? So they are doing that, and they are trying to give all donations with the sole purpose of achieving the king as king of the Devaloka, basically Indra's position. Mahabali wanted. So he's trying to do that with the help of his son and the guidance of Guru Shukracharya. Today is also Friday, which is Venus Day. And today is also Bharani Nakshatra, which is Venus Nakshatra. So people who are expecting for moon in Bharani Nakshatra, you will also see the video today coming as well. Yeah, many of you also have requested about part 2s of many nakshatras, including Pura Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada, etc. Right? And I will definitely post. Just give me some time as I'm posting videos one after the other. Yeah. Okay. Coming back. So the ultimate purpose for Mahabali to do donation in this case was to achieve the status of the kingly status in Devaloka. So there is a reason why he's doing it, right? So that is actually called, as per Hinduism and Vedas, called Dhana, not Dharma. Okay? Dharma means when you donate something without expecting anything in return. Versus Dhana means when you donate something and you expect something in return. Okay, this is the difference between Dhana and Dharma, which is what Vamana, Guru Brihaspati teaches Mahabali and his son Virochana, right, in the Vamana avatar. They don't know the difference between Dana and Dharma. Okay, so this is something very important for all of you to note. Now we are living in Kali Yuga today. Okay, in Kali Yuga, it is okay to be materialistic because that is the nature of Kali Yuga. But if you do 10 times donation, it's okay. 1 or 2 times when you do, you don't expect anything in return. Few times you can expect nothing, it's wrong. But few times when you do something, you don't need to expect that also. All right, so keep that in mind. It's a fine balance in a way. Okay, now one of the other thing which in Vamana avatar and our Veda says this consistently is don't judge any person. Okay, because the birth and rebirth is part of a karmic cycle and it's a journey, right? Even when you're doing dharma, right, don't judge anybody. Okay, so again, if you look at Karna, right, in Mahabharata, taught a very important story also. He is famous for donations, right? That's why he's called Dhanveer Karna, right? And he is sometimes, he is donated with left hand also. The book says always to donate with the right hand and eastern direction, right? But he's done it. And his philosophy is very simple. The mind is like a monkey, right? It's like a monkey. And he, from left hand to right hand, in the swapping time, right, from this to this, the mind can change because it's like a monkey. So Karna is like, it doesn't matter, he'll just give it, but things we all have to learn from Karna as well. Now, the most important thing is, right, in this donation and in this process of Dhaana, right, you also have to remember that you have to help outside people, you have to help poor people, needy people, handicapped people, right? All of those people. Handicapped, the karma karaka is Saturn for handicapped people. Okay? Saturn. In a way, Rahu energy is also there, specifically Satabhisha, Nakshatra. But the handicapped nature is Saturn. Okay? All right. Now, I always say, right, first take care of your Kuladevata. Pray to your Kuladevata. You have to go to visit your Kuladevata once a year. Do a puja. Get whatever they tell you to bring or part of the process of your Kuladevata. This is very important, right? So this is most important. Now, types of dana. Okay, we know there is something called Kanya Dana, which is nothing but the father giving away the daughter in marriage. But if you keep that aside, okay, that is part of a marriage process. There are 10 particular high level, broad level frameworks of Dana, which is what we are going to view today. Okay, right. The first most important Dana is Go Dana, right? Donation of a cow. Okay, now if in Hinduism there is something called Gotra. The Gotra comes from the cow concept. Go means cow, right? And even the Gochar, the transit of planets, again come from the cow. In those days as well, the cow was seen, to predict what is going to happen, right? Based on the way how the cow gave the milk, right? The amount of milk, the cows moved, everything. So Gochar, Gotra, everything comes from Godana. Okay. Now, I know a lot of temples in India, right? Many do shortcuts, even ashrams, goshalas, that you can buy the cow from me and, you can take it back and give it, right? It doesn't work that way. Hinduism is all about changing of karma. Okay, you change cow's karma from a place where it's in the market and you bring it to the divine protection. You put the effort, not just about money, right? You take care of the cow by giving protection from a market, or it's going to a butcher's place, whatever it is, and you bring it to a goshala. Okay, so you have to put that effort. Again, just not money, right? By changing cow's karma in this case is what your karma will change. Okay. Now I will tell you, if you are doing something like a Godana, there is, even for cow, there is something for a goat, especially if you are undergoing like a Mahadasa of Rahu or even Ketu, right? Bull for Mars Mahadasa, right? I would tell you, you have to be a vegetarian. This is very important, right? Very important. Okay. All right. Godana is the number one Dhana. Okay. And if you see BPHS Parashara Rishi says about during Venus Mahadasa, Moon Mahadasa, right? Many of those Mahadasas you will see about Saturn Mahadasa also, it comes as well, right? Many of the Mahadasas you see about cow donation. All right. It's a cow and a calf, mother and a calf, a female cow. And if it's Saturn, it's more like a black color, right? Cow or even a buffalo. Mars is like a red color bull, those kind of things. Okay. Next is Annadana, after Godana, donating of food. Okay. Now, a few important things for food, it's always associated with Annapurni. And then we also say the shloka Om Aditi Devo Bhava. Okay. Now, when you're even donating food or giving food, right, it can be anywhere. Make sure you remove your slippers. Okay, make sure you remove your slippers and then donate the food when you're serving food, for example, not with slippers or shoes or anything. And always, one thing I've learned more and more down the line, that over the years specifically, if you go to a country like Indonesia, right, even though it's a Muslim country, they have a principle. Indonesians have a very good principle. They don't stand and eat the food. Okay, do not stand and eat food. Sit. They find a hook and a nook and a corner to sit down on the ground or a chair. This buffet concept, again, the Western buffet concept, has killed everything. Okay, do not stand and eat food. Do not stand and eat prasad. Okay, do not do that. Even if it is in the temple, even if it is anywhere, find a place to sit down, pray to your Kuladevata, and then eat. All right? Okay. So this is about Annadana. The third one is Vastradana. The Vastradana can be clothes, right, for the poor, homeless people, needy people. Okay? Again, your friends and family doesn't count for any of this. Yeah? Do remember that, I will donate to my own family, my own friend. I mean, needy people, poor people, handicapped people. Remember this. Unknown people is good. Yeah. When you help unknown people, help will come to you when you need the most from an unknown person as well. Okay. Okay. So you can give clothes for poor people, needy people, homeless people. Of course, deities and gods are there. You can give vastra as well. I work in the fashion industry, so I know this is very important for me, being this my profession as well, karma as well. Now, also it is important, there are poor people, take for example in India, who can't celebrate Diwali because they don't have money, right? Buying clothes for them, okay? Buying clothes for them, it's a very important thing, right? Clothes, crackers, whatever it is, yeah? Okay. The fourth one is Vidyadana. Okay, Vidyadana is about knowledge. Books, it can be books, knowledge, pen, pencil, sponsoring child education, whatever is easy for you. And again, today is Friday, and which is Venus Day. It's Lakshmi, and it's Bharani Nakshatra, which is also Venus Nakshatra. And Vidyadana is associated with Saraswati. But I do want to bring Lakshmi in the form of Shukracharya, who actually is, even though he is the son of Bhrigu, sage Bhrigu, he went to the camp of Asuras, the Daityas, and he became the teacher. And he had the mantra, right, Sanjeevani mantra, where he can bring the dead alive. Even Guru Brihaspati or the Devas, nobody had it. So Kacha, who is the son of Guru Brihaspati, right, and Angira's grandson, sage Angira's grandson, had to come to this camp, and Guru Shukracharya taught him the Sanjeevani mantra in a big process, right? That's a big story. I'll explain it one day. But the point is, one has to have the heart of Shukracharya, okay? That even if it is an enemy, right, to teach, right? The same thing, even if you see Sahadev in Mahabharata, right, did the Muhurta for Duryodhana for the sacrifice once the war has been fixed, right? So this is where you have to know that how people have done back then to share the knowledge. That's what Vedic astrology also says. Don't hold the knowledge, share the knowledge. The next is Bhudana. The fifth one is Bhudana, right? In Bhudana, again, the Vamana Avatar story comes, right? Where 3 pieces of land with his own feet to Mahabali. So the first is the Bhuloka, other is the heaven, right? Om Bhur Bhuva, right? And then, so the second feet is the Swargaloka, everything, right? And the third one is where it comes to Mahabali's head. Okay, so again, land becomes a very important thing. If you have a lot of land, it's okay to donate a piece of land to your somebody poor. It can be a driver, maid, servant, everything. They can build their own house and they can also come up in life. So it all depends on your economic status level, your willingness, etc. But do with 100% commitment and 100% contentment. That is the most important thing. Even if it is $1, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. The next is Raktadana. Okay, this is the 6th one, I believe, Raktadana. And Raktadana is blood donation. I've got also several clients, right, who are also happen to be female, and they have an issue giving blood because beyond a certain age, they're not able to give blood. So I tell them the most important thing is do attend blood donation camps and be a volunteer in blood donation camps. Yeah, you can do that, right? Again, the story from Mahabharata comes where Karna had to give all his punya in the form of blood to Krishna so that a Karna can be killed, because Karna cannot be killed otherwise. Okay, he's kind of, fallen down, and the protection of all his punya, what he's done, the dharma protects him as the form of dharma devata. Yeah. So blood again becomes a very important thing. So blood again, Mars Karaka, right? Mars Dasa, blood is a very important thing. And education, Vidya, Jupiter, Mercury becomes an important thing. Bhudana, land, Mars becomes an important thing. Food, it becomes Annapurni, Moon, Venus, they become an important thing. Cow also, Moon and Venus, they all come, and Lakshmi becomes an important thing. Yeah? Okay. The 7th one is Swarnadana, right? Swarnadana is like giving gold, silver, etc. And this is for somebody's marriage or something you want to give. I always say, right, Vastra, clothes for somebody's marriage, or like a silk saree, Swarnadana as gold, right? You always want to take it to your Kula Devata, take the blessing and then give it to them. Okay? So your Kula Devata always becomes a very important part here for the blessings. All right? Okay. Next is, okay, we have Swarnadana, Bhudana, Godana, Raktadana, Annadana. Okay. The other important thing is back then, right? Back then, people also taught several things, right? One of the things is, the important thing about Swarnadana, by the way, is you don't take anything with you, all of us, including myself, right? So anything, you always think about donations, and that is something good because this will help you at the time when you need the most. Okay, the next is knowledge, Shastradana, and this is not in any particular order, except one important thing I do want to say that Godana becomes the most important thing, followed by Annadana. The rest, it all can change. Yeah, okay. Shastradana, it is again a charity, an act of donation, right? It can be the books, knowledge, and all those things, teachings, etc. It can be to poor people, individual schools, libraries, everything. Okay. Putra dana, giving, if you have a lot of children and you're trying to donate a child within your own family, everything, right? That is putra dana. Okay. That has been done from ever since the past till today as well. Okay. The last one is dhana dana. Dhana dana is money. So today, if you look at it, money, the other person may see money as a very important thing. Okay. But in terms of dhana and dharma, as per our books, money gets the lowest brownie point or the cookie point or the value. Okay. So in a way, right, it is okay to give money, some money, which is fine, but try to do something else other than money. For example, if you know your servant's child is sick, right? There is hospital bill, medical bill, right? You can pay the medical bill, hospital bill as well, whatever you can, right? And then you can give some money in the hand. All I'm saying is, rather than just donating money, right, try to do things which is activities like what I mentioned now, like Godana, Annadana, Vidyadana, Bhudana, Dhanadana, Vastradana, etc. Right? Because you're putting an effort to it. Okay, so this is something very important. I also say this, that you can always donate on your Janma Nakshatra day. Okay, Janma Nakshatra. Now, if you don't know your Janma Nakshatra, you have to figure out by putting your chart in a software like Drik Panjang or any software online, My Panjang, Drik Panjang, etc. Okay, and your Janma Nakshatra is where your moon is going to sit. Okay, if you don't even have your birth details, I would tell you, go with your instinct, do it on a Thursday or a Friday. Thursday belongs to Jupiter, Brihaspati, right? And Friday belongs to Venus, Shukra, and Lakshmi, and today is also Friday. In general, the best nakshatras to do donations other than your Janma Nakshatra, right, is Rohini Nakshatra, Pushya, Magha, Swati, Anuradha, Uttarashadha, especially in Makara Rashi, Shravana, Dhanishta, again Makara, right? You can also do in Kumbha, but Makara, Uttara Bhadrapada, and Revati. Yeah. So I hope at a very high level, I shared all the details between the importance of Dhana and the difference between Dhana and Dharma, and what are the things one needs to do, right? Do remember, if your karma needs to be changed, or you want your karma to be changed, you have to influence others' karma also in a positive way, right? So it is all like Newton's third law. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can be converted from one form to the other. All right. And always remember, anything excess, right, is not good. Think about having excess food, you'll end up vomiting or a stomach upset. All right. I hope this clarifies. And Jai Shri Krishna. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you and have a good day.